What's up, Niagara? Shawn DeLaat here from Davis & DeLaat, and I'm excited to offer our wonderful guest today, my compadre, my good buddy, my teammate, Mr. Matthew Morrocco. Welcome to the podcast, man.
What's going on, Shawn? I've been looking forward to this for a while now.
Awesome. And we've got our new studio all set up, the Davis & DeLaat podcast studio. So very excited to have you. And one of my favorite conversations to have with you, Matt, is to always start off taco talk.
Oh,
you
God.
know, and the funny thing is, I think we had a little bonding experience. We were in Miami, we shared some great tacos. And then the one thing for me through the pandemic is I kind of forgot about tacos altogether and started doing some ordering in. And there's this place, and Davis & DeLaat podcast is all about community and promoting local businesses. So I came across Lost and Found, which is located in downtown St. Catharines. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, home run tacos there. And so I've made it one of my add-ins as a weekly or bi-weekly meal. And even my little girl Isabella is a huge fan of the tacos.
I love it.
So is there a place in Niagara that you gravitate to that you can let people know about as well?
Well, first of all, I love the fact that you're getting back into it. I mean, it is a tradition that I'd like to keep going through the generations.
Very nice.
But like in Niagara Falls, I really like Frigoli's. I don't think that's the right word, Frijoles, however you pronounce it.
Sure.
But it's actually just close to my house. It's been probably one of the more popular places in Niagara for a few years now, but it's really good. It's really good. But recently I've been experimenting with other places, and Lost and Found is fantastic. Fish tacos.
Yeah, fish tacos are great. They've got this Southern Crunch kind of taco as well. Phenomenal. I know.
You're gonna be hungry now.
Hey, there you go. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to go for some tacos after. But no, that's great. And that was very cool that we shared that. And it's been really a nice addition because during the pandemic, it got a little challenging sometimes for meals, having the same thing. So that's great. Well, thanks for joining us today, buddy. And what I'd like to first start off with a little bit about is kind of why you chose to get into real estate. And there's a couple reasons I asked you this is because there may be people out there thinking of a career in real estate. But not only that, you're a younger guy entering into this field, and it poses challenges for people. So maybe you can talk about maybe some of the challenges that you've potentially had and different things like that. So
honestly, it's one of those things where for a long time I was always interested in real estate. I have a lot of family members that are involved in real estate in Niagara as well as other areas of Southern Ontario. And it always was something that piqued my interest, right?
Sure.
So going through school, I mean, obviously as a young guy, you never really know exactly what you want to do, especially nowadays with all these different options. You can get into technology. Like there's just tons of different avenues.
I'll tell you the honest truth, Matt. I can 100% relate to that. I mean, I left high school, didn't know what I wanted to do, went to university, finished university, still didn't really know what I wanted to do, found a career in real estate. But you know what? It's even interesting that you bring that up. There's times I'm kind of invited to go to a high school and talk about a career in real estate and all these things. And I'm looking at these kids in the classroom and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I feel bad for you guys. Like, how are you going to decide what to do in life now and everything like that?
Yeah.
So can relate to where you came from. You didn't really have a pure direction.
No, and I think very few people, like young people at least, do nowadays. Like you say you're going to do something when you're in high school, let's say. Very rarely does someone get out of high school and end up in the field that they were originally anticipating.
100%.
So that's, I guess, one of the reasons you go to post-secondary school, so that you can sort of find what you're interested in and get a little guidance. And like I said, I was always interested in real estate, but I ended up going into the arts. So I took psychology, studied psychology, finished up at University of Fraser Valley in Abbotsford, BC.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so I had some family out there, so I went out there for school and stuff.
That's
like that.
That's a nice little experience
too.
too.
Snowboard a little bit, get in the mountains, hike. Like it's a beautiful place, honestly. Like it's gorgeous out there. But after finishing, I kind of realized that this is where my friends are. This is where my family is. Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, the Niagara region.
Niagara is home, buddy.
You got to establish roots somewhere, right? I knew if I stayed out there and I started working, I would end up staying out there.
Sure.
And it was something that, I wanted to be close to my mom. I wanted to be close to, my family.
Sure, 100%.
So I realized that, and I started anticipating that I was probably going to end up doing the real estate courses through Ontario Real Estate Association. So I moved home. I started working in hospitality, serving and bartending while taking those courses through Ontario Real Estate Association. And at the time, I mean, like, you always wonder, like, is this the right thing? Like, this, people tell you all different sorts of things, you know, it's a nightmare. It's tough. Any business starting off is going to be challenging, right? But you know what? I stayed the course. I'm pretty good with people, and I figured, you know what? If you're driven, if you work hard enough at it, it'll be something that'll be very, you know, profitable, but also rewarding at the end of the day, right?
100%.
Like, there is nothing better than even serving someone's food and they're happy, right? They want to. You want to be able to give good service and have people enjoy their time spent with you, whether you're serving them food or whether you're selling them a house, right?
For sure.
After moving back, I was working hospitality. I took those courses, and then I started at Remax. And Angelo, who is the broker of record here, is obviously one of my family members. So there was no doubt I was coming to Remax. It's the number one brand out there as far as brokerages go.
Yeah.
And I started. And you know what? Like, you get some guidance, obviously, from my family, but also other realtors and people helping you. But it is quite challenging, like, to be completely honest. I got in, it was 2017 May.
Wow.
So
right in the height of the original craziness of craziness. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I mean, I've been selling real estate a little bit longer than you. And even in my whole time of real estate, I had never seen anything like that. So I can only imagine you entering in that was something else. And at that point, you were a standalone agent, kind of navigating the waters of real estate on your own. And
it was a challenging time. Like, so obviously getting in, like they say, do all the things that you do to prospect. Like, you obviously talk to your friends and family, and that was a big help for sure. I did get quite a bit of business through that, but do open houses, try to expand your network, and networking is a huge part.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
Leverage, you know, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. But I felt like there was something missing. And although I was getting help from a lot of different avenues, I thought that, you know what, there's still something here that, although I can work as hard as I want, but you want to be around the best, right? You want to be associated as well as learn from the people that are doing it the best way, the most efficient way. And after realizing that, I decided, you know what, opposed to just trying to figure this out and going through all of these errors and trials and trying to figure things out on my own and failing before realizing that it's going to work, I figured, you know what, why don't I just join a team of successful agents that's going to be able to help guide me and get me to the place that I want to be and give me some direction, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
It's like you're ready to go. You're like a bull ready to charge to the gates. But if you don't know which direction you're supposed to be going, it's not going to help very much, right? You're just kind of smashing your head against the wall. So I did work with another agent in Fort Erie on his team, and he's a great guy.
Absolutely.
Like, love him.
Yeah.
Amazing dude.
Shout out to Sean Schertzing out there in Fort Erie, another fellow Remaxer, and great guy all around for sure.
He was awesome. He was an awesome guy. But inevitably, like, I don't live in Fort Erie, right? I live in Niagara Falls, and I'm in St. Catharines all the time. So it's half an hour, 40 minutes, no matter where I was going to show house here. So although I really enjoyed the team and he was amazing, gave me great direction, I know we had been in contact, and I said, you know what, these guys, Terrence, David, Shawn DeLaat, they're it. They're the best around.
Well, we appreciate that, Matt. And you know what? We were very happy to have you join the team as well. And that's the one thing I kind of, to be honest, I started in real estate, and I started through joining a team as well. And, you know, I think a team can offer some of the new agents something that they don't have. The mentorship, the guidance, systems, everything like that. Because I do notice some agents who enter a brokerage, they kind of come in and they're stuck to their own devices, and you know, sometimes they get lost in it all, whether they kind of just get discouraged, and they have actually the gusto to do it, but they just get discouraged and tap out.
And there's so many little things, and it's like you don't even realize that they're going to come up. But it's just like, I remember like the first like week I was doing like something, I don't know if it was a lease agreement or a listing agreement, and I was writing it by hand, and I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, am I able to use blue ink? Can I use blue ink on this thing? Like, I don't even know, right? And I just, well, obviously that was a silly, like, you know, anyone could tell you it doesn't matter. But,
yeah, for sure.
But like, that's just an example of things that are coming up, and it's like, oh my gosh, like things are time sensitive, and you need to have answers. You need to have direction. You need to have guidance. I know I keep using that word, but it's true, right?
100%. And I think what you touched on when you talked about your previous in the hospitality business and service, the one thing I've noticed in you is you like to carry that into your real estate career. And that's one thing I am very proud to see from you, because not myself, I think David's DeLaat as a whole, we're very service-based and client first. To us, a sale is not a commission. To us, as a sale is the client. And we want to do whatever is best for our client in the end. And I can notice that you're doing that as well. And I think that's very important for as a positive attitude that a lot of agents have to have too. Because I think you and I can both agree there is some other agents out there that are more attached to the sale than anything else, you know? And to be honest, Matt, we thank those agents because in the end, their clients become our clients.
You know what? Like, there's nothing worse than that, honestly, when you're like you call it transactional, right?
Yep.
They're just worried about the one deal. Then after that, they move on. They're not interested in anything else to do with that person. There's no relationship established. And in turn, they don't really care about what happens, right? Once the deal's done, they wash their hands of it and they're gone.
The deal closes, they get their commission and on to the next one.
It's horrible.
It's terrible.
Honestly, what it is.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It frustrates me to see that, but it does happen out there. But also, too, I'd like to think that people have grown and gravitated to our brand and do get the sense that we are all about service. And tons of great things are happening here, and we're just getting busier and busier, you know?
It's been wild.
So, you know, one thing I've noticed that, you know, I speak to you because you're a little younger, and you did bring it up in the conversation earlier, is social media. You know, we've jumped on doing these podcasts, videos, different things like that. And you know, I mean, I'm 43 years old, but I am a laggard. I do not jump into anything very quickly at all. I was given a cell phone. I mean, when I first started in real estate, I still had a pager. And then about 2 years after that, cell phones were able to get text to your cell phone. Well, Shawn just had his cell phone and still had his pager going. Like, I am the last person to jump into things. And even with the social media, I've always been a little hesitant towards it. But after some encouragement through some coaching and also having some great younger team members, you know, good old Chris Summerfield was an ace with the social media.
Social media.
You know, so with all that being said, I've learned that social media is a strong tool. It's a key, and I know you lean on it. And just maybe share a little bit of its importance.
I do my best. I mean, so it is pretty challenging. Like, obviously, when you're involved in dealing with clients all day long, writing offers, trying to negotiate, do justice by them, it isn't always easy to block off enough time to address social media, come up with content, and some people are just better at it than others, right? So I've definitely learned a lot since I started. Obviously, being a bit younger, that has been a bit of an asset with it as well. By all means, like, I'm not even close to as good at it as Chris is.
Oh, fair enough. It's going to take both of us a long time to get there.
But you know,
that's nice we have him here to lean on him, and that's another bonus of a team. And that's the great thing about David's and DeLaat. I feel we all have great strengths, some weaknesses, but by us all being together, you know, the culture's great, and with all of our strengths, we add it all together. We're a powerhouse force that just, you know.
If social media is any agent's kind of weakness, I would say joining a team like David's and DeLaat is going to be a big asset when it comes to what to post, when to post it. I mean, obviously, you always have to come up with your own content, but there is a lot of things that you guys can provide to
absolutely
other agents.
Market updates, different things like that, and for sure. And the, you know, the one thing that I've realized through the social media is that it works. It works. People do watch it, these videos. I'll never forget, I did a video, and then all of a sudden, we posted the video, and the engagement it got was huge. And through our coaching, they kept saying video, video, video. And finally, I looked at Chris. I said, buddy, I guess they're right. Video's where it's at, you know? But it's funny, when I first started seeing agents, and there's other agents in our region who've done really well with the social media. They've done a phenomenal job. And the one thing I noticed that I always found challenging, because, I mean, we're busy, and what you touched on is very hard. Balance in a career of real estate is very, very hard. Whether you're balancing your work, some personal fun, whether you have significant others at home, sharing time with them, balance is tough. But, you know, I saw these agents doing these videos. I'm like, how do they have time to do these videos and do these videos? I said, they're going to get busier, and unfortunately, they can't keep up with the videos. And I've kind of noticed that. And even myself, we had a little slower time, I could jump out and pump out some videos. And now, so you're right.
Hey, time management.
Time management.
That's
and
one thing that I've learned
we'll see
a
you
lot.
tomorrow at 11 a.m.,
about it.
Matt, for the time management meeting to get a couple of you guys all soaked up and
no matter
figured
what,
out.
there's always, and that's the thing, being a team player and realizing there's always someone out there that's better than you at something.
Oh, 100%.
And that's what I touched on before as well. Like, you are the time management master, and no matter how good anyone else thinks they are, odds are they're probably going to have something to learn from you. So having someone that you can go to get that kind of education and information from is honestly worth more than anything else.
For sure, for sure. You know what? After doing this for 20 years, I've learned to where to put my time when the time's needed. And the number one thing is don't get caught on the little things. So many people go to the little things first because they're the easiest things to do, but really they're the actual most insignificant thing to do for the day. So you got to go to the tough tasks first, And then not only that, I think the other secret is you got to have patient people, patient family, my wife is stellar. We've been together 14 years. She knows the drill of my life. And you know what?
You're a busy guy.
Busy guy. And but honestly, the truth is my success is nothing without her. And I got to keep saying that because I can come home. She doesn't just get disgruntled or anything like that.
It hurts, and it's difficult to see that if someone is disgruntled at home, or if there's someone trying to pull you in another direction, it makes it very difficult to focus on work and making money and providing for your family, like your daughter, right?
Absolutely, yes. Isabella's artwork, we have it posted here today. It is for sale, so if anyone ever wants to make a bid on it, we certainly will look forward to the opportunity. She'll say thank you very much, and she'll use the money to use for Robux for her Roblox, because that's what she asks for every day almost. And so, no, we appreciate that. But you know what, Matt, one thing I really wanted to kind of touch on with you is because, again, you are a great member of the team, a great asset, and we just look forward to growing and growing and growing with you. But you know what? There may be other agents out there looking to join a team, and, maybe you can share a little bit, number one, about the culture we have, but also some of the strong benefits that you feel that might be attractive to them rather than navigating these waters all themselves. Because Davidson DeLaat is always looking to grow with quality agents, so we can continue providing the great service that we are able to provide. So, if you could share a little bit about that, that'd be great.
So, obviously, one of the main reasons people join a team is for leads.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
You can do open houses. You can do a lot of things on your own, leverage your circle of influence. But at the end of the day, you need to go outside of that as well. And referrals are amazing, and everyone strives to just use referrals as their main source of business. But inevitably, you're going to have to outsource to other sort of spokes on the wheel, I guess you could call it. And a team is one of the main things that people will go for. But it's not just about leads, right? That's not, like I said, it's the guidance and leadership, but
absolutely,
it's also the culture.
Leads are nice. It's a little bit of a catalyst. And you know what? I like to talk a little bit about the leads as well, in a sense, because I got my real estate license when I was 25. I had a ton of friends. I had quite an influence in Niagara on the Lake. My parents had a lot of friends. I had a huge Dutch family. 25 years old, get my real estate license. Do you think anyone wanted to buy a house from Shawn DeLaat or have them sell their house? No, I was green. So I was given an opportunity to work leads. I said, you know what? Forget everyone else. I'm going to put my head down, and I worked those leads. And like you said, though, the key thing is those leads dealt to referral business, because again, if you go in the attitude that we've been talking about earlier, service, those people feel that service, they're going to refer it to you, and especially too, like we kind of touched on, there's other aspects in the industry, other agents who don't quite do it that way. People gravitate to great service, So I agree, the leads is kind of a catalyst for a lot of people. Also too, I think on our team, we also promote a lot working your sphere and give you guys information that you can email, so we're constantly in touch with them. But touch on the culture, Matt, because so that's one thing.
That's honestly the one thing that is the most amazing thing that we have, because out of all of us on the team, I don't think there's a single one that doesn't like anyone else or doesn't enjoy spending time with anyone else. Like, we meet up for discussions at patios, like especially before COVID, in restaurants or dinners, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
We have get-togethers at nighttime to discuss things, and not just work either,
Yeah,
right? Like
hang
just
out,
for fun.
friendships. Yeah,
it's
no,
awesome.
for sure. And you know what? And that's, like I said, that's the nice thing I really like about the team, is because we do have so much different. For example, you know, we got Scott Schweitzer, who brings a great dynamic in the commercial aspect, right?
He's
And
very
then, you know, we've
knowledgeable.
talked about Chris in the social, and you know, so numerous things going on. We've got in-house services for our agents, and you know, so I think that is it's a great catalyst for an agent who's just getting into it to want to start it. And
for
Matt,
sure.
I think I might hear something coming down the pipes, my friend.
Yeah, what is it?
Open houses. Got an email today, and I know I'm anxious to get out there to potentially have some open houses again. Apparently, phase 3. They might allow open houses.
I think it's probably so. This is the thing. Why not?
The one thing with the open houses, it's a perfect social distance. We can have one person
Line up
kind of come
outside,
in,
put a mask on, put gloves on.
That's
It's the
it.
same as showings, which they allowed throughout the whole thing. Pretty
Absolutely,
much.
and I think honestly too, and for real estate, through practicing in our real estate, we've been very blessed that it's been actually easy to social distance with what we're doing.
Yes,
you know,
it is.
sellers provide a COVID-free home. It's us, the 2 buyers we're working with, masks. It's been great, and you know what? It's certainly caught on, because I tell you, Matt, this Niagara market right now, holy moly, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then I don't know if you noticed, but you know, shout out to Carl Vandercube from Up House. You know, he was on the good old CHCH News. Had an interview, and it was all about everyone flocking from Toronto into the suburbs now. So they were coming here. We had low interest rates. They were coming here for our prices. Now they're coming here for our lifestyle. And you know what? It's great to see, because like you said, you moved back to Niagara. Obviously, you're passionate about Niagara. I am so passionate about Niagara, and I'm so excited to see the things that are going to come down the pipe over the
Yesterday, I
next
showed
number of
someone
years.
a place from Toronto. They were about to put an offer on it. Today, like constantly.
I mean, right now, it's going to become a little bit of a challenge for locals, and they're going to have to get their head around that. They're going to have to start thinking like a Toronto buyer. And you know what? I can agree with them in the aspect. It's tough for us living. If you've lived in Niagara your whole life and you see where house prices are going now, it's a tough pill to swallow. But what's happening is this is just the evolution of a country. It's the evolution of a growing city that, you know what, tons of people are moving to Toronto. Toronto's growing. It's only the natural that it's going to spread.
They're going to spread out this way.
You know, people.
And it's great that they are, because it's good. It's good for our economy. It's good for everyone.
It's good for everyone. It's good for Canada as a whole, you know, and it's great. Lots of exciting things happening. So, you know what, my friend, really appreciate you joining us today.
You got it.
David DeLaat would like to thank you very much for being a part of the team. And for those, please, those watching or listening, give us a subscribe on Spotify or our YouTube station. And again, we appreciate it. What's up, Niagara?